Hi, and welcome to Live with Connie. Today, my guest star is Krystal from Krystal, TheYarny Chicken and Crazy Cat Lady. And if you're watching this video on replay, I'd like to welcome you. And please feel free to answer any of the questions in the in the comments section. So it looks like it's just us so far, Krystal. So,
Yeah.
have you watched the latest episode of Cruel Summer?
I was watching before I had to go get gas. So yeah, I was watching it right about maybe an hour ago. I didn't finish it yet, so don't tell me any spoilers.
A lot comes out.
This is the second to last episode.
They pretty much tell you the main things on this episode.
Yeah.
And
okay, well, I'm looking forward to it.
If y'all are joining in, please leave a comment in the chat to let us know that you're here. And we're going to give it a few more minutes before we really get started. But yeah, it was a good one.
It seems like it's getting good. Did you ever watch the TV show Motherland Fort Salem about the witches?
No.
Oh, that they're fixing to have season 2 come back on I think FX. That was pretty cool TV show. So they're gearing up for season 2 of that.
But yeah, I'm curious though how Cruel Summers is going to end things.
Me too.
But I need to find me some more shows I'm into. I really do.
Discovery of Witches is fixing to start back up, which they already had season 2 on AMC Plus, but now I think it's coming to TV. So if you watch the first season, then now's the chance to watch season 2 because it's going to be airing 2 days after my birthday on the 27th. I'm excited about that one. They aired season 2, episode 1, and that was it. It's like, oh.
And Angela's here. Hi, Angela. How are you doing today? And she's still working on her hat. You're still on the body of the hat.
Hi, Angela.
We're just waiting for a few more people to join in before we really get started.
Kay's Crochet Haven's going to be live with me this Friday. And then
Woo-hoo!
You'll be on my channel next Tuesday. And Young 40 Mom, Alicia, will be on my channel next Friday, the 18th.
Awesome.
And then I don't know after that. So
I have someone, I think that's like 2 Mondays that I don't have someone scheduled till the end of the month.
Oh, wow.
But sometimes I don't know if it's a good idea scheduling too far in advance.
Yeah.
But I usually message people the day before to remind them. If y'all are joining in, please make sure to leave a comment in the chat to let us know you're here. Okay, you're still working on the body of the hat, Angela. Is it smooth sailing, this part of the hat?
Is she knitting it or crocheting it?
Knitting.
Awesome.
She's doing the basic beanie tutorial that I had done, and she's making her first hat. Yeah, I finished my mystery project. But you know what it is, Krystal.
Yeah. And it's cute, guys, so stay tuned for it.
Yeah, Friday will be the reveal. And then I started knitting a shawl today.
Aw.
I haven't knitted
I
a
got,
shawl in a while. What was that?
I was just gonna say I got 2 new patterns in my Ravelry shop. Um, remember the circular shawl that I designed? I finally finished the one that I was going to put on my pattern. I finished that, so that pattern is up, and my soap bar holder bag is up. So I was excited about that.
Cool.
I haven't even announced that on my channel yet.
Ah, Trisha's
Hi,
here. Hi,
Trisha.
hi, Trisha. How are you tonight? What are you currently working on? But yeah, I finished writing up my pattern yesterday for my crochet score and
Mhm.
sent it out to all my testers, which you know because you're one of my testers.
Yeah.
But let's see. I guess we can go ahead and start with the first question if you want. You want to go ahead
You
and
need
ask
me to
the
ask
first one?
one, or
Yeah, you asked the first one.
okay? Would you rather have free Wi-Fi wherever you go, or have free coffee where and whenever you want, and why?
So what's your answer, Krystal?
I guess I would have to go with coffee because I love my coffee. I can't not have my coffee. It's the first thing I wake up to in the morning, and if I don't have it, like when the power was out this morning, I was making a cup of coffee, and as I was fixing to push the button to brew it, the power went out. Come to find out, my mom tripped the breaker, and I thought the power had gone back out. But yeah, um, I would choose free coffee where and whenever, or yeah, where and whenever I would want, and that's because I love my coffee.
I would go with the Wi-Fi because I like to be able to access Wi-Fi no matter where I'm at. And I don't
Yeah.
have. I'm one of the rare people that don't have a smartphone
Mhm.
because my cell phone is not smart. but I would want the Wi-Fi. That way I could be like in the middle of the road, take my Kindle Fire out, and be like, and let's see. Trisha says, I am okay, still working on my sweaters. I got approved for an apartment, moving to Florida. Ooh, awesome.
Congrats.
Awesome, awesome. You're looking forward to Florida? And Trisha says she would go with free Wi-Fi. Ah, Rebecca's here. Hi, Rebecca. How are you today? And what are you currently working on? And the question that Krystal had asked was, would you rather have free Wi-Fi wherever you go or have free coffee where and whenever you want and why?
I had just asked Rebecca, I think a couple hours ago, because she changed her name to Crochet Me This, aka Rebecca Bishop. I asked her if she was going to start a channel. She's not doing it right now, but she is in the future. So when she gets ready, she's going to let us both know, and we can give her some shout outs, help her
So I was
channel out.
wondering I was wondering the same thing if she was about to start a channel.
Jump on board, Rebecca. I think it'd be awesome.
I know there's a few that are supposed to be about to, but last
I
I
know
checked, they
Tracy
hadn't been.
Hamilton's one of them.
Which one?
Tracy Hamilton,
Oh,
she was thinking about starting a channel.
I don't think I knew about her. I remember Janet saying she was, and there was someone else. I can't remember who.
I don't remember either.
And Rebecca says, I'm good, thank you. Finishing up my mile a minute. Ooh, awesome, awesome. And Angela says she would go with the free Wi-Fi. And Rebecca wants the coffee. And I didn't even have any coffee today. It's too late now.
You could have decaf.
Well, I don't know if I still have any of my Starbucks decaf left or not. We may have used that.
I gotta have at least 3 cups of coffee. I don't function.
I got raspberry lemonade.
Ooh, that sounds good. Oh, that's not open.
I guess I'll go ahead and ask the next question. Let's see. Would you rather live in an amusement park or a zoo, and why? I would rather.
Did you say live?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would rather live in a zoo because all the animals. I would have fun. Well, at least the animals that you can approach. But I would have fun. How about you, Krystal?
That's a hard one. I don't know if I love animals, but I love amusement parks. I guess I would have to go with zoo.
It would depend on the amusement park because I'm not big on the rides that like scare you. But I mean, there's other types of amusement parks that are fun.
Mm-hmm.
And Tracy's here. Hi, Tracy. How are you today? And what are you currently working on? And Angela says she can't drink coffee because it messes with her eyes. And Trisha says that is hard. I love both.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one is a hard one. But I would go more towards the zoo because I mean, think about it, you got all the animals. You got like the sea turtles, you got the flamingos, the monkeys,
lions and tigers.
Yeah, but now I'd like to watch the tigers, but I wouldn't want to be like in their little area that they're in.
Yeah.
And Rebecca says, live in a zoo because of the animals. I'm not a roller coaster person. Yeah, roller coasters are scary. And Denine's here. Hi, Denine. How are you tonight? And what are you currently working on? I keep hearing echo. It seems like it's echoing today. Angela says the zoo. Tracy says she's good and she's working on Bangladesh shawl. Is it that pretty white wrap one or is it a different one? And Trisha says lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my. Yeah, that would be the only bad part. But they're usually in their little enclosed area.
Because of Rick Butler. And then if I chose Wizard of Oz, I would want to be Toto because he was safe almost the whole movie, and got carried around in a basket and was able to get free from most stuff, and and he had it easy. Kay's here. Hi, Kay.
Hi, Kay. How are you today? And what are you currently working on? I think I would go with the Wizard of Oz because I think like the lion, the the scarecrow, and the the tin guy, the tin man. I don't know. I think that would be fun, and of course the dog. But now going with the wind, I like the movie, and really, I really didn't think I would like it whenever I watched it back whenever I was a teenager. But I really did enjoy that movie. And let's see. Tracy says it's a different one. It's a rectangular shawl, the one she shows us made in burgundy. I'm gonna have to try to see if I can figure out which one that one is.
Is it a newer one, Tracy?
And Trisha said just reminds me of the Wizard of Oz. And Kate says, I'm good, I'm at work. And Rebecca says The Wizard of Oz is her favorite movie.
Mine too.
Oh, and if y'all don't know, Krystal recently made 500 subscribers. Woohoo! And I think we should all get up and do the Carlton for her. I love that dance. I always liked on Fresh Prince of Bel Air when Carlton would start doing his little dance. But anyway, so she has a giveaway going on her channel, and it's a 500 collaboration giveaway. And I have a video up for the giveaway, and there's four other people. I think four other people that has one, and Kay's one of them. Krystal froze up. But Kay's Crochet Haven has one. Jamie's Hooked, Cindy Moulter, and Lisa with Coping with Yarn. They all have videos. So check out all of our videos. You have multiple chances to win because you get to win a prize on each one of our channels. Then our winners get forwarded to Krystal, and then she picks a grand prize winner. So make sure y'all check out this giveaway. And
I also have a playlist with all the videos on my channel. There's a playlist with all the videos in it because the hashtag wasn't working for Cindy's video. So I didn't want people to miss her video. So there is a playlist with all the videos in there.
And Angela says, my internet is messed up, so if I don't answer questions, oh, okay. And I see Laura Lee and Ivy's here. Hi, ladies. How are y'all tonight? And what are y'all currently working on? And Laura Lee says, working on, she just answered the question. Working on the same things, a knit baby blanket, a shawl, and a blanket. Finish the shell baby blanket. Oh, I bet you that blanket's beautiful. And Trisha says, yeah, and I love the yarn you just got, Krystal.
Thank you.
Yeah, Krystal's always getting all sorts of new yarn.
Did you see the spin right yarn that I just put up?
I hadn't gotten to watch the video yet.
They are bigger than my head. 2,024 yards for like $8 US. We got them for.
That's probably a good deal.
Yeah.
How many ounces was it?
I don't know how many ounces, but I know it was 900 grams.
Yeah, because that's about 3 cakes.
It was huge.
And let's see. I guess I'll go ahead and ask the next question. Let's see. Would you rather? Oh, oops, I'm trying to ask your question. Uh, Brownwind, I guess is your name. Um, says 32 ounces, so I guess that's how many ounces
Okay.
your yarn is. And is that your name, Brownwind, or what do you want to be called? But hi and welcome, and I hope you and let us know how you're doing today. And okay, the next question is: would you rather search for aliens or search for treasure, and why? And I'd go with the aliens because I'm just fascinated with them. What secrets do they hold?
Um, uh, I guess I would have to go with the treasure.
So you want all the jewels?
Yeah. Tracy's here. Hi, Tracy.
Hi Tracy, how are you tonight? Okay, it's Bronwyn. I hope I'm saying it right. It's the easiest way to pronounce it. And I'm good on vacation. Ooh, awesome. What area are you vacationing at? And Laura Lee says treasure for sure. Uh, no one's going with aliens. What about the aliens? Come on, y'all. Nadine says, I am really enjoying your video on knitting socks in the round. I feel like I can keep up with that tutorial. Thank you, Connie. Well, the tutorial is from the Crazy Sock Lady, but I find she has excellent sock tutorials if you're trying to learn how to knit socks. And I know Kim and I think Mimi had said there's actually an easier way to do the heels on socks. There's another method that's supposed to be a lot easier and faster, which I need to look into. Kay says, while searching for aliens, find treasure. The best of both worlds. And Trisha says treasure. And Rebecca says that is a tough one. They both would be fun. Aliens. Laura Lee says Kay's got the right answer. And Tracy says, I'm ready to make a mandala. And Bronwyn says, we are still on lockdown here in Vancouver, Canada. So it's a staycation. Uh, I bet you're ready to get out though, huh? And let's see. It's your turn, Krystal. Go ahead and ask the next question.
Okay. Would you rather have all traffic lights you approach be green or never have to stand in line again? And why? I don't like standing in line, so I would have to say never have to stand in line again. I don't mind sitting at a traffic light because it's only short, red for a short while, and then it'll turn green. Then you go. But standing in line, that could take forever. Depends on how far back in line you are.
And you're more comfortable too if you're sitting down. You can listen to the radio.
Yep.
Talk to other people in the car. You're more relaxed. Where standing in line takes too long. Sorry, y'all. Give me just a second. Okay.
Tracy says,
You reading the comment, Krystal, or?
yeah, I would have. I didn't know if you were okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Tracy says, have you guys been watching the new edition of Press Your Luck game show? I have not. I don't even know what that show is. I know it's a game show because of what you say, but I've never seen it. So that would be a no for me.
I used to love the game show as a kid, but like I'm not really into game shows that much anymore. And Trisha says
I
I
think
don't
the
like
only
standing.
game show,
What was that?
I said I think the only game show that I ever really got into was what is the ones with Howie Mandel and the briefcases and you win
Oh
money?
yeah.
That's like the only real one that I ever got into in Price is Right, back when it was before Drew Carey with Bob Barker.
I miss
So
Bob Barker. I miss Bob. When Izzy had her kittens, one of the kittens I named Bob Barker.
oh,
We would just call it Bob, but and then the one of the other ones was Dolly Parton. And Trisha says I don't like standing in line either. Hurts my back. Yeah, and it always does. It feels like when you're standing in line, it takes forever. Kay says I don't like either. That's a tough one. And Laura Lee says I don't like lines. Tracy says Elizabeth Banks is hosting. I love it. I used to watch as a kid too, but they are so much better now. Yeah, and I don't know. I like game shows more as a kid than what I do now.
mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe I saw them too much whenever I was younger. I don't know. Tracy says deal or no deal. Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
Laura Lee says standing in line hurts my back too. I think we all
And
have some
my
bad backs.
yep.
Rebecca says don't like lines either.
Nobody likes waiting in line here.
Now in Homa, like 5 o'clock traffic, there were certain intersections that it just seemed like hardly any cars would get to go because people would block the intersection
Mm-hmm.
instead of they would try to go and then the light would turn on, so they're blocking things where no one can really go. It was like, don't do that. You're making things worse. Tracy says, do you guys watch much Netflix or Amazon? I have in the past, but I haven't had Netflix or the Amazon in a while. I kind of tended to go back and forth with them. But since we got satellite TV, I hadn't really subscribed to the streaming services.
I watch movies on YouTube or I watch TV shows off our cable and I just record everything. I don't hardly ever watch any live TV because I can't stand commercials. Every 10, 20 minutes, it's like 15 commercials. I'm like,
Yeah, I usually set my recorder to record in case I forget.
mm-hmm.
But normally I play around with the free apps. Laura Lee
Yeah.
says she don't have Laura Lee says she don't have TV. I only have Roku and mostly watch History, Science, or BBC programs. And I do. Roku has some good stuff on it.
My mom has Roku. She has a Roku TV.
Yeah, our
She
TV's
loves it.
Roku. And Laura Lee says, I was a nurse for 30 years. My back is shot. Oh. And Tracy wants to know if Laura Lee watches PBS shows. Ivy says, lights here take forever to change. You said something, Krystal?
No.
Okay. Ivy says, lights here take forever to change, so I'd have to go with standing in line unless cashier needs price check, laughing out loud. And Tracy says, that's when I get most of my crocheting done. I just watched 6 seasons of Downtown Abbey. Yep, crochet and watch TV. Tracy says she hates regular TV.
It's Alicia from Young 40 Mom.
Hi, Alicia. How are you today? And Rebecca says, sorry, but I have to go. The weather is bad here. Take care, everyone. Bye, Rebecca. I hope you have a good night. And I hope the weather clears up soon. Trisha says, there are too many YouTube channels to watch. I feel like I have friends out there. Yeah.
Well, you do.
And YouTube channels keep growing and growing. Yeah, Tracy says she has the Roku. And she likes watching the Gordon shows on PBS. Oh, Alicia says she's Warplum out. Oh. Okay, so I think it's my turn to ask the next question.
I think so.
Yeah. Let me find my spot. Okay. Would you rather have amazingly fast typing or texting speed, or be able to read ridiculously fast, and why? I would go with reading fast because I already can type fast, so I don't find I'm the fastest reader. Now Frank's a little speed reader. I'm jealous. How about you, Krystal?
I think I can type okay, but I think I would rather like to read fast because then I could get through a book quicker if I wanted to read. read.
Yeah, I wish I read faster than what I do. And like I'm here reading like a paragraph, and Frank's read 4 pages, if not more than that. And Alicia says, reading knowledge is power. So true. And Trisha says, I can read fast already, and I do type fast as well. Awesome. So are you a speed reader, Trisha? Laura Lee says, I would choose the reading fast. Tracy says, I like to read faster. My typing is fast enough. I took a speed reading class in high school, but I don't think it helped. And I know, like Frank says, when it comes to speed reading, it's kind of like you just kind of focus on certain words. And I don't know, but I'm like, well, how do you know what everything says? Kay says, I read fast, so I'll go with texting and typing. And Trisha says, I'm a speed reader. Oh, I'm jealous of y'all speed readers. And Bronwyn says, I pick faster typing. Yeah, I want to know how y'all read as fast like y'all do. I really do. What's the trick? What's the secret? Give me the details. Inquiring minds want to know. And Alicia says, typing is my daily job. So to take a break at home, I listen to audio books while crafting. And really, that's probably an easier way to read books. Go audio. And you can multitask. You can crochet and knit while listening to a book. Tracy says, yes, Connie. Supposedly, when you scan the page, you get the gist of it, but I have to read every word.
Dude.
And Laura Lee says, my aunt used to get mad at me when we went camping because I read too fast. She was a teacher and taught me. I told her it's her fault. Kay says she don't read every word. I mean, like there is an aspect where you sometimes kind of skim, but even still, like to like that fast. Trisha says I always had to read fast in my jobs. Yeah, I need to learn how to read fast.
I have been reading this one book since the middle of last year, and I have set it down and picked it up only like when the power goes out or something because I can't see enough to crochet, but I have a little light I can put right next to me and see to read. So I'll read the book, and I'm still about halfway through the book, and there's only like 400 pages.
Nadine wants to know what's our favorite yarn weight to use and why. What's yours, Krystal?
3 and 4 weights, mostly 4.
Mine's
My
4.
grandmother says 2 and 3. 2 and 3 weight for my grandmother. She's in the kitchen so she can hear everyone.
I go with 4. I think 4 works up faster, and I don't know. It just feels more comfortable. I mean, I read like 5 and 6 work up even faster, but I find it starts to get it kind of gets too bulky. And Tracy wants to know when you guys text, do you use 2 thumbs or poke and type? I think I use my thumbs. I have to. Yeah, I use the thumbs.
I do too. I do the thumbs.
Laura Lee says, I read the first and last paragraph and scan in between. Alicia says, I can barely keep up with this chat. Yes, and like sometimes, like especially when you're talking, it's hard to keep up sometimes. And like some people, it's like they seem to know like everything going on in the chat as it's going on. And I'm like, I wish I was that quick. I'm like, hold up. And Kay says in high school, I would have a different book every week. Now there were times that I was reading a lot, but like more in elementary school. David's here. Hey, David, how are you tonight? And let's see. Alicia says she prefers 3 or 4 for yarn weight. Laura Lee says, I think I usually agree with your grandma. Yeah, let's give one more. Be like, Mama, come out.
Laura Lee agrees with you with the yarn weight. She goes, yay.
And Alicia says, I put 2 and 2 together to make a 4. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Tracy says, must be a younger generation thing. I can't use 2 thumbs. And really, I tend to use really more just one thumb. And that's kind of like the keyboard. It's like I like to type. I know it by feel, but I couldn't tell you like the order of the keys. It's all feel. Oh, Nana Michelle's here. Hi, how are you tonight? And she says she's listening on her TV and poke and type on my phone. Let's see. Nadine says, I am really starting to enjoy using 2, 3 weight and fingering weight. Yet I used number 1 weight for the first time with knitting my socks. And that first sock, knitting into the first row, oh my gosh, that was difficult. I was like, am I going to be able to do this? But it got better. And then whenever I did the second sock, it was a lot smoother.
That's good.
And David says, I read uh, say that word for me, Krystal.
I think he means vicariously.
Yeah, that's it. For some reason, I couldn't get the word out. I knew what it was, but when I lived in New York City, and took public transit every day. But nowadays, not so much. I can't even find time to listen to my audiobook. And Brenda's here. Hi, Brenda. How are you tonight? And and Mimi's here too. How are you? Laura Lee says, I enjoy the audio Bible. Yeah, a lot of people enjoy audiobooks. And Tracy wants to know if you knit, Krystal.
I do a little bit. Not too much. I like crochet more, but I do knit some. Bye, Alicia.
Bye, Alicia. I hope you have a good night. And Ivy says, love lace in 2 ways. But yeah, the thinner the yarn, it is harder to work with. So you want to go ahead and ask the next question, Krystal?
Sure. Would you rather go to any theme park in the world for free the rest of your life, or eat free at any drive-through for the rest of your life, and why? I would have to say theme park.
Yeah, I would go with the theme park too. Because even though I don't like roller coasters and scary rides, but you have stuff like SeaWorld or and sometimes just like the rides that are gentle that aren't scary at different parks
Mhm.
and and like Epcot. I loved Epcot.
We had uh, it was called Astro World in Houston, and they had closed down, I think, in 2006. And I just found out they're going to be reopening up later this year, which that's awesome. But they had this one ride, and it was really, really tall as some skyscrapers down there. And um, you would go up, and there was like 4 seats on each side, and there was 4 sides, and you would go up real slow, and you get up to the very top, and then it just drop you down. Scared the heck out of me when I rode that thing, but I did it.
Yeah, some of those rides are so scary. Let's see. David says, I have some amazingly gorgeous fingering weight yarn that came from Daniel of Paw Ply Yarns. I have never used fingering weight yarn without double stranding it, and I'm still deciding what to do. Let's see. Tracy says, I have a hard time with a pearl stitch. Yeah, the pearl stitch takes longer to get down. You just have to keep practicing it. And there's a level where it's always I find it's always a little awkward. And she made a scarf with just the knit stitch. Awesome. Laura Lee says, eat. I don't really like to cook. And Jen says, I hate riding rides. Fast food all the way. But there's theme parks that aren't rides. You know, you have like Epcot, SeaWorld, um, and a lot like now you do have the theme park that has the rides at Disney, but there's the other ones. I can't think of the names of them, but there's other Disney parks that don't have the rides. And then I don't know if Universal's still around, but I love Universal. They had general rides and they were fun. And Tracy says she loves pawpaw yarn, some gorgeous colors. Just place an order. Awesome. And Kay's been to Astro World. Yeah. I remember hearing about Astro World. Is it still open or did they shut
No,
it
they
down?
closed in 2006, but they will reopen this year. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah, we have Blue Bayou. That's our water park here in Louisiana. It's any drive-through, David. Anywhere that has drive-through. And Jen's here. Hi. Oh, did I greet you, Jen? I can't remember. But hi, Jen, if I didn't greet you. And let's see. Denise says, we took our kids to Disney World 3 times. Big holiday. Loved it. Only time my kids never fought. And Tracy says, Daniel is awesome. I just love him. And he will be going live with me down the road sometime by the end of this month. But he's one of the ones that I have scheduled to go live with me. Trisha says theme park because I have to be careful what I eat. I remember that park, Krystal. My cousin took me there. Yeah, Blue Bayou had this one where you're like in this little boat thing and you go up and then you like big decline. And I actually like that one. Even though like it was scary coming down, but I guess I liked it because it was in water. Laura Lee says I have to wrap the yarn around one finger at least when I use fingering. Tricia says Universal is still there. I passed it coming back from Florida. Yeah, I wasn't sure. You always hear about Disney, but I haven't heard about Universal in quite a while. David says I would take fast food, even mediocre fast food, over the theme parks. Now, if we're talking opera tickets, it might be a different question. So David would go with the opera tickets. Jen says I'd rather stay home and crochet. Laura Lee says nearest theme park here is 300 miles away. And Tracy has to go. Bye, Tracy. I hope you have a good night. And David says that Daniel was his first interview he posted in his Monday Men series. And let's see. Trisha said, I grew up going to Coney Island in New York. I've always been curious about Coney Island. And let's see. I think it's my turn to ask the next question, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think so. Let's see. Where do you like to go when you go eat out? What's your favorite places to eat out?
Um,
Where you were going, Krystal, or
no, go ahead. Say
okay.
yours.
Um, let's see. I tend to like Chili's. Chili's is usually good. Let's see. And then they have like this mom and pop restaurant called Rocky's that tends to have like a lot of Cajun dishes. Um, Funny thing is, we really don't eat out a whole lot. Um, oh, La Hacienda. I love their Mexican food. They're good. How about you, Krystal?
Um, well, I know you've heard me mention this restaurant before, Mr. Hamburger. It was, I think, established sometime around the 50s, 60s in our town. And they're known for their shakes and hamburgers. We actually went there today, and I had my favorite hamburger there. It's called Old Sparky, which that's named after our electric chair here in Texas. And it's a deep fried hamburger patty with buffalo sauce and ranch. And so I always get that. That's usually my favorite place to go. And then we also have um, a Mexican restaurant called Rodeo here. That's family owned that we go to. So those are my two.
Let's see. And Vicky's here. Hi, Vicky. How are you doing tonight? And and David says opera tickets any day. I'll go hungry for opera tickets. Fortunately, I have a few spare calories stored up for just such an occasion. And Nana Michelle says I stepped into the other room and I heard Universal and all, and I thought of was the your, not the place. Laura says, haha, eat out, laughing out loud. David said, I lived in the New York City tri state area for 27 years and looting a considerable amount of time in Brooklyn, but never went to the amusement park at Coney Island. And Vicky says, I would love to go to Red Lobster. And I've never been to Red Lobster. And I could have back whenever I was in the Navy because there was one like right outside the mall that like I tended to go to a lot. Nadine says I'm big on the turkey legs at theme parks and funnel cakes. Yeah, a lot of people love the funnel cakes.
Mm-hmm.
And David says there's a regional fast food restaurant in the southeast called Bojangles Chicken and Biscuits. Popeyes, but better. Ooh, so there's better than Popeyes? And Nana Michelle says, I don't eat out a lot, but if I had to pick one place, Piata, an Italian style Chipotle place. Ooh, interesting. And Dana's here. Hi, Dana. How are you tonight? Vicky says she's doing great. David says, I used to go to Red Lobster. I'd sit at the bar and eat crab legs and drink far too much. You know, you're making me in the mood for a good margarita or daiquiri. And Vicky says, I love the Forrest Gump restaurant in South Carolina. That sounds like an interesting restaurant. You want to go ahead and ask the next question, Krystal?
Yeah. Uh, I think I already asked that one. Okay. So, what concerts have you been to? The only concert that I've been to was an Eminem concert in 2006. I think it was in San Antonio or around that area. It was his last tour I think he did in Texas. It was called the Anger Management Tour number 3, I think. And I actually got to go see him in concert. That was pretty awesome. I don't remember all the other stars that were in the concert, but I think 50 Cent was there, and then of course Eminem, and then whoever else. But I know those two were there at least.
I've never actually been to a concert. The closest was I can't think of the name of the group they or I think either the group was called Earth, Wind and Fire or the song their popular song was. I can't remember. But they performed on base one year. But that's really about it. Oh, and I guess you can kind of say I think it's Tracy Bird. He performed at a furniture store I worked at. I think that's him, the one that sings Watermelon Crawl. I can
I
never
think
think of
so.
his name, but that really wasn't a concert. Okay, Vicky says all seafood restaurants. Yeah, seafood's always good. Now I'm in the mood for seafood. Dave, David says when I was in Dallas, there was a Mexican Honduran place I really love, but I can't remember the name. Ooh, that sounds like it would be good. Oh, and Vicky has seen Garth Brooks.
Awesome.
Ooh, yes, he is. He's a performer. I would love to see him in concert. David says Zomb. I have seen amazing classical concerts. Where do I start? Jen says Brian Adams and Oak Ridge Boys. David says once when visiting London, I saw Diane Warwick in concert. That was amazing. Ooh, you got to see her in concert and you were in London. Ooh, fascinating. Oh, Cheryl Crow's concert. Ooh. Dana says seafood yum. I hope to have some on my 9th year anniversary. So you got to go to Louisiana to get you some seafood, Dana? And Nana Michelle says, I'm going to show my age. The last concert I went to was David Bowie with Nine Inch Nails in 1994. My first concert I went to was Stevie Ray Vaughan. And Tricia says, I have been to a lot of concerts, rock, classical, folk, country. One of my favorites was the Grand Ole Opry. Mama's talking.
Yeah, she was just gonna tell me that uh, she's seen the Oak Ridge Boys twice.
Don Williams
Don Williams,
and the Irish tenors,
Irish tenors.
not the famous ones, but the other ones that are on PBS. And oh, what's the other one? Rex Allen Jr.
Rex Allen Jr. So she's been to those concerts.
And Vicky says, yeah, it's from my area, Oklahoma. And Dana says she's trying to come down to Louisiana. And David says Dion, I'm getting tongue tied. The Dionne Warwick concert I mentioned was in 1982. Awesome, awesome. And Kay says, even though I'm not a big country fan, I've been to Hank Jr., Charlie Daniels Band, Chris Cagle, and Jeff Bates. I love the Grand Ole Opry. People often think because I have a classical background that I'm a musical snob. But people everyone has different taste in music. And sometimes like you might have like this like combinations of taste in music that you wouldn't expect. It's just what makes all of us unique. Let's see. Jen says, I saw the Oak Ridge Boys at our country fair. Awesome. And Vicky says, Gorth is sorry, fingers goes faster than brain. Yeah, Gorth is awesome. But for those that didn't hear me at the beginning of the live, Krystal has now reached 500 subscribers. Woohoo! And she has a big giveaway going on if y'all don't know about it. And the way it works, it's a collaboration giveaway where there's her and then there's 5 other channels. I'm one of them. We all have videos up where we all have kind of like our own little giveaway on the video. And then whoever wins from our channels, we submit to Krystal to be entered for her grand prize. So you have multiple chances to win and multiple chances to get entered for the grand prize. So make sure y'all check it out. And if you're a content creator, spread the word. But
Please.
for the other channels involved is Kay's Crochet Haven, Jamie's Hooked, Cindy Moulter, and Lisa with Coping with Yarn. And all that information, like in any of our videos, it will tell you the other channels involved. So you can get all the information from any of our videos. David says, I love nearly every kind of music. I don't really understand rap and hip hop, but there are enough other kinds of music to keep me happy that I don't get concerned. And like, I'm not like the most, like, I'm not really a big fan of rap and hip hop, but there are songs I like the beat because hip hop songs do tend to have a good beat. And like, I know, like, especially like whenever I would exercise, I like exercising to a good beat. It pumps you up more, I find. Oh, let's see. David wants his link dropped, and I don't think any of my moderators are here tonight. So go ahead and read the next question, Krystal, while I go get David's link.
Okay. Thank you, Vicky. That's awesome. Thank you. I agree. David, music is what makes life awesome. Yes, music does, it helps get through different things in our lives. The next question is, if you could invent something, what would you invent? Me, I think if I was going to invent something, I've always, like, say if I had a dream, I would want to show what dream I had from my head and be able for someone to see it, like say a projection from my mind onto a wall, like somebody could watch it like a movie. So I would invent something like that, I think. Something like that.
I don't know what I would really invent. I don't know, maybe flying cars. Where like it would just take you a second to get anywhere. Or, where you could instantly get places. Some type of device like that, I guess, would be what I would go with. But I don't know what type of technology would really make that work though. And I would say like completely automated houses, but they're really starting with that. So you can't really go with that.
Yeah.
Vicky says, I agree, David. Music is what makes life awesome. Or what's funny is sometimes like music you didn't like when you were younger, all of a sudden now you like it. And Dana says, yes, hip hop has a lot of good beats. I wouldn't know about any of the current music if I didn't have kids or work with kids. And really, I don't even like. I really haven't been listening to current music. I really haven't. I don't even know what the hits are lately. And David says, I have talked at length about my spiritual relationship with music. And David says, the self-winning lottery ticket. Oh, that's perfect, David. Perfect. Laura Lee says, some way to make wind and solar power more effective. Jen says, flying core. Great minds think alike. And Nana Michelle says, a portal to get from one place to another without using the fuels we currently use. Tricia says, I would like technology that writes what I am thinking. This way I don't have to type it out. I guess I am lazy. Yeah, and really, I kind of agree with that. We're like, I don't like having to handwrite stuff. And like, if I can type something, I prefer to type it. It's like,
And I'm kind of
handwriting
on the
takes,
opposite. I
but
love to
that,
handwrite stuff.
I find it hurts my hands. I guess because, like you're not in school anymore, so you're not always writing. But now I
Yeah.
don't even know if kids really write that much anymore. But but that and it's like I don't know. I find I can type faster than I can write. And Vicky says I would like to invent something to catch my Yorkie when that little sucker bolts.
Dog catcher.
Okay. And David is leaving. Bye, David. I hope you have a good night. Okay. So I guess I'll move on to the next question. Let's see. Oh, speaking of lottery, what would you do if you won the lottery? Where I would get, a nice house. Not anything, I don't want like elaborate, but I would want a nice, comfortable house where it'd be comfortable, have it, nicely decorated, new furniture. Um, I would hire a maid and probably someone to cook. And then, you can't forget about the yarn. I would have a yarn room, like a big, huge room full of yarn. And then, like, of course, new vehicles. But other than that, like, I mean, I really wouldn't go like elaborate. Um, and then I'd probably try to find some type of charity or something to kind of donate to. So how about you, Krystal?
If I won the lottery, I would help my grandmother pay off all whatever she needed to pay off. I would help get all her stuff fixed, or maybe even buy her a new car because now our transmission is messing up in it, leaking.
Right.
The brake pads need to be changed, so I would get those changed. And after everything was taken care of like that, I would pay off debt that I owe and buy myself a car because I had to get rid of my last one because the what were they called? Can't think of it. The steering axles or something like that, I would start in the car to the right and it would start going to the left. That's how bad it was. So I got rid of that car. So I would get me a new car, and then I would splurge on yarn.
I think everybody would splurge on yarn. Vicky says that her dog makes her feel her age. I love Laura Lee's answer, faint. Yeah, I think we would all pass out from shock. Dana says nice house and corn and invest heavily. Yep. See, I would basically buy certain things, but overall, I would try to be smart with the money because you don't want to just blow through it. Don't do like MC Hammer. You remember that about MC Hammer? How he MC Hammer. He was real popular, made all sorts of money. But then, with him, he tried to help everybody. And he just spent. And he went through all his money. And when the money stopped, most people weren't there for him anymore. And it's kind of sad.
They weren't there in the first place. They're after the money.
Ooh. What's that going to be?
Sock.
Oh, you're making the first pair? Oh, that's your mama's?
Yeah.
I hate socks. But I'm going to do it.
She started them on the double pointed needles.
Yeah. She tried the magic loop method, and that didn't work out for her. And the circular needles, she's not used to. So
see, I'm used to circular needles, and the only bad thing with the circular, it's small and you don't have a lot of room. But I prefer the circular. I tried the double pointed needles. I couldn't get it started. It was too all over the place.
And that's what she said at the beginning. It was really hard to get it started, but she kept working at it.
I never used double pointed needles before.
No, I think after a certain point, then you have the stability. Because I mean, when I make my hats, I move them onto double pointed needles, which it's the same concept, but I don't start on double pointed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Vicky says, I would share with everyone I love and those in need. Yeah, I would definitely do things to help others. But in the same aspect, up to a point. I don't want to do like MC Hammer. And Laura Lee says, I'd build my straw bale house. And Trisha says, I would pay off all my bills, buy a condo, and travel. Yeah, traveling would be nice. And Nana Michelle says, I would get a nice house with a nice yarn room. Yarn room, yes. And then live off the rest of the money. I don't need much to make me happy. I would donate some money as well. And Vicky says, Oklahoma and still trying to learn my knitting. Just keep at it, Vicky. You'll get it. Vicky wants to know who Nightbot is. It's just a thing that posts notifications. It's a program.
It's like a robot.
Yeah. I program it to say certain things. That way, y'all know certain things that's going on with my channel, stuff like that. That way, if I forget to mention it, it's there, or it'll remind me to mention something. And sometimes Nightbot is bad. Like if you don't, depending on how you have your settings, Nightbot, like I've seen on some channels where like he'll sit there and like remove comments. Like if you use symbols too much or you use all caps, stuff like that. But like I have my settings like really, really low with Nightbot. So he don't act up for me. He's good. Laura Lee says, me and your grandma gets along well. I hate double pointed needles and have started having trouble with circulars. Yep. The like I don't know how she was able to store it on double pointed. I couldn't do it.
I think she put all of her stitches on one and then slipped them off onto another and then slipped some more off onto another.
But like now I like circulars because most things that I knit, I'll use circulars. Unless it's something like really small, like where it's like flat knitting. Let's see. Vicky says I would like to keep it on the hooks. Oh, Jen says set up a yarn cruise for everyone. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yay!
Okay, let's see. Dana says yes, circulars. Yeah, that's really mostly what I use with knitting. Because even if you're not knitting in the round, I still tend to use them because it's the same thing. And like if you're knitting blankets or like shawls, you need circulars because it's so big. Ooh, Dana's hoping to make some socks soon. Awesome, awesome. So are you going to be crocheting or knitting them, Dana? And Laura Lee says she's got to go. Bye, Laura Lee. Hope you have a good night. Okay, so I think it's your turn for the question, I think, Krystal.
Well, I asked the one about the invent. That was the last one I remember.
Oh, okay. So I guess it was me then. Let's see. Okay. What is something good that has happened to you today or this week? Well, I think it was last week. I finished my knitting. This past week, I finished knitting my first pair of socks, which I was all excited about that. So that's something good that's happened this week. And how about you, Krystal?
What was the whole question? I missed the very first part.
What is something good that's either happened to you today or like this past week?
Oh, okay. See, I heard the what is something, and then I missed the good part. Okay. Let's see. Something good that happened today or last week.
Oh.
Well, I could say that I finished my shawl to get my pattern uploaded. That's something good, an accomplishment. So I would just go with that. I got my shawl done yesterday.
Awesome. I need to try to start trying to design a shawl pattern. I just haven't like figured out like what I'd want to do that where it would look different from like what you normally see.
Usually what I do is I just start, and if I like how it looks, then I go back and write down what I did and just kind of keep continuing on with it. You just experiment with different stitches and how like different repeats, and if it works out, then write down. If it don't, then don't worry about it. You just wing it. You'll never know it. You'll never if you don't try it, you never know if you can do it. So just try to come up with something and just write it down as you go. And if it works out, then you got yourself a pattern.
And let's see. Trisha says she prefers circulars. And Karen's here. Hi, Karen. How are you today? And she also uses circulars almost exclusively. And Trisha says, I got approved for the apartment and was able to set up the electric quickly since they told me I have good credit. Thank goodness for good credit. That's awesome, Trisha. Yeah, because sometimes it takes, sometimes the utilities, they take a while to come out. And Cindy's here. Hi, Cindy. How are you tonight? And Dana says she got her first order on her website. Awesome, awesome. And Vicky says she has to go catch up on laundry before her grandson gets here from New York for his visit with his favorite person. Okay, well, I hope you have a good night, Vicky. And Jen says, something good. I said I'd be a pattern tester for the first time. Oh, that's awesome, Jen. Oh, and Melissa's here. Hi, Melissa. How are you today? I feel like my voice wants to go out on me. And Cindy says she's good. But yeah, because even like today, I was trying to find a shawl to start knitting, and I was kind of like, what do I want to knit? And I really wanted to do something with cables, but I didn't find any pattern that I was really feeling. I don't know, maybe I should get brave one day and try to play. Melissa says, great, and she wants to know how we're doing. I'm hot.
I'm good.
I'm good, but I'm hot. It's like the air conditioner doesn't blow in this part of the house good. And Cindy says, I'm still working on the beaded shawl. Ooh, nice. Okay.
Is that for Ladybird's beaded shawl thing? The beady challenge or whatever it is?
Okay. So I think the next question is yours, right, Krystal?
I guess so, yeah.
Okay.
If you had to be one cartoon character, which would you choose and why? Give me a minute to think on that.
Okay. Oh, you said cartoon character. Okay. Yeah. I couldn't make out what you were saying at first, and I'm like, hold up. So I was trying to find the question. Okay. So for me, I think I would go with Jim from Jim and the Holograms, because I want to be like, it's showtime, Synergy, and turn into Jim.
I have no idea what show you're talking about.
This was a cartoon. I guess it was in the 80s it played, called Jim and the Holograms. And
Okay.
it really wasn't on that long. But you had like, there was Jerica Benton, and her dad like left her this like hologram machine called Synergy with these earrings. And Jerica, started like, coming into Jim with the hologram, and then like some of her friends and all were part of her group, the holograms. And like they were always like rivals with the Misfits, which was another band. But one thing I always thought was funny with that cartoon was Jericho was dating Rio, and then Jim came along. Jim came along, and it was like he was in love with both of them, but yet they allowed it. I'd be like, no, 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 no. And they did do a kind of a movie on it, but the movie was quite different from the cartoon. So have you thought of anything?
I guess I would just have to go with Bugs Bunny because he's my favorite.
Bugs Bunny.
I
Or
grew
you
up on Looney Tunes, so
or Tweety
yeah.
Bird. Tweety. Karen says, I finished a shawl for my 5-year-old granddaughter. I started one for my 13-year-old great granddaughter too. Ooh, nice. Cindy says it's never going to end, and she said it's for the beauty challenge. Yeah, I've been feeling like that, like when it came to my first pair of knitted socks and my ocean blanket, and even still, I feel like that ocean blanket's never going to end. And once I get done with the actual blanket, I still got to make all like the little sea animals, sea turtles, and all for it and sew it on. And Trisha said, never worked with the beads in a shawl. Can't wait to see that. It is going to be lovely. Yeah, I think the beads are beautiful. And when I start doing my poncho, I may try to add beads to the poncho if I get brave.
It also will depend on where, like how open the stitches are. If it's got like a double crochet chain one, skip one stitch, I would put a bead in where the space is. Because if you've got a double crochet on top of a double crochet, it will hide the bead. So be careful on your placement.
And Nana Michelle says, yes, I am enjoying working on my Asgore beaded shawl for the Beadie Challenge. Yeah, by the time that I get around to making my poncho, the challenge will probably be over. Trisha says the Road Runner. I like the speed, and I'll remember the Road Runners from Arizona. Cindy says I'm from Illinois, laughing out loud, Illinois. So you're familiar with Great Mistakes, Illinois? You know, Great Lakes. Cindy says it's so hot here. Karen says it's got to be cooler than here in Kansas. And Cindy said it's like 95 without the humidity. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start wrapping things up. I forgot to let you speak at the beginning. Is there anything that you want to? Is there anything you want to say about yourself, your channel, or any last words?
No, it's okay. I think everybody knows me by now.
They should.
It should.
Let's see. How many times have I mentioned you in the video?
A lot.
What you need help on, Cindy? Let's see. I'll give her a minute to reply before saying my goodbyes. But yeah,
Yeah, it was
yeah,
like 93 here today, and it was 107 with the heat index. And I'm in Texas, so I can't imagine 95. If it was very humid there, it might have been even more. Oh, okay.
Cindy said she did her first giveaway video, and I don't know if I did the description right. Okay, I can go ahead, and after we get off, I can go look at your video to kind of see what you did. And really, one thing that would probably be the easiest, you could probably copy straight from like my giveaways and just change the words up as needed. Like change things up a little bit. And that's pretty much what you typically need to say in a giveaway.
You know what? I can send her a copy of the rules that I have through email.
Really, that would probably
Like
work
I
best.
did you.
That's how I learned. Krystal gave me the information.
I'll email you, Cindy. Do you have your email in on your about page? Or you know what? Just send me an email. Mine is always listed in one of my videos description, and just shoot me an email, and then I'll reply with the rules for you.
One thing I want to mention before we wrap up, which I'm going to be making a video, a little small video tomorrow about this. On my last Crochet Tuesday video, there was this two pictures of this brown and white crochet bug that I had posted, and I had said that Brenda Y had made those, and that was an error. It was actually Deanna G that made that. So I'm so sorry for that error. And like I said, I'm going to make a little small video to let everyone know whose project, that was Deanna's projects. But yeah, let's see real quick.
I got your email wrote down.
Yeah. So Krystal's going to get the information to you. And if you need more help or something, you can contact me too.
Mm-hmm.
And Karen says the humidity is what did me in today, but I'm 72 and feel the heat more than I used to. Yeah, that heat is bad. And hi, Brenda, how are you today? I'm just about to wrap up, so you caught me at the tail end. And let's see. Yeah, what happened was I was dealing with a lot of Brenda's pictures when I was saving it, and I accidentally put Brenda's name when I saved it. So that's why I messed up on that. I feel so bad about it. And let's see. I hope things look up for you, Brenda. You have a lot going on. Well, I hope it gets better. So I'm going to go ahead and say my bye-byes. I hope everyone has a fabulous Yarny night, and tomorrow have a fabulous Yarny day. Good night, and bye.